We have been made to hate black, that wearing black is considered as somebody who is going for a funeral. You have been made so weak in your head. You are so weak in your head, you can't even think for yourself. You're told that white is supposed to be worn on a wedding, a celebratory mood. But black is for the funeral, where there's somber mood. You are so crazy to even believe that if a black cat crosses your street in the morning, your day will be spoiled. But if a white cat crosses that street, you're safe, and that is luck. You are so brainwashed to even think that white is peace and black is the black spots. It is so annoying that in the West, they are giving children injections to turn them into either men or women, just to change their gender. Okay? Sexes. They can't change the sex, so they want to change the gender. So this is the point. You inject your son with estrogen so that your son starts to exhibit characteristics of a lady. What is the intention? How evil did we get? We inject our daughters with testosterone so that they start behaving as men. So which basically tells you that it was not natural. We wanted to induce it. Like, how short have we fallen that we need to inject our daughters? We know they are daughters, but we need to inject them with testosterone to convert them into men. What is the goal? What is the goal of us injecting our sons with estrogen to turn them into being women? I mean, where is the sense? We are forgetting we are going to turn these sons into that woman that you want, and then we end up giving them an enlarged prostate. Because we did not clear the prostate, we did not replace that prostate with the uterus. You're going to make these ladies start growing beards all over because of the testosterone. We are going to make ladies to become masculine and men to become effeminate. So our point is, we are struggling to make men become women and women become men. So we make men effeminate and we make women masculine. Even though, rather, let me just use even if the agenda is to empower the woman. Do you really need to empower a woman by injecting a man estrogen to make the man a woman? Is that how we empower women? Sometimes I look at the life in the West and I feel so glad that I was born and raised in Africa. Sometimes I think that this is just a physical battle, but when I sit back, I look at it as an emotional and a spiritual battle. And it can only be won if men stand up. Now, men have become so weak. And this is where it starts, just putting your woman on hormonal contraceptives. Do you know that the sexual energy or the desire for sex is the highest and most powerful energy in men? Do you know that? This is the reason why men at 40 are considered, actually, life is considered to start at 40 for men. Why? Because at this moment in time, a man has all he has. He's married, he has a job, he has everything fixed. And now sex stops to make sense because he's focusing on a certain goal. But look at the modern men. Our sons are ejaculating more than 8 times a day. You simply go into a history of your son and it's all pornographic sites. Your daughter is being loaded with hormonal contraceptives every other time. They start with the emergency pill. They swallow it every other time. And you see the emergency pill is actually an overdose of these hormones. And these hormones are not natural hormones. They are synthetic hormones. They are made in the lab. They come from that plant, that the yam that is actually planted in Mexico. And now, your daughters are becoming chaotic. They're becoming obese. They have so bad faces with the acne. They are so emotional and insecure. Your sons are growing fat. Your sons are growing man boobs. And we are normalizing it. We even tell these people, just because you have a tummy and your boobs, you are the chairman. So we are normalizing these issues because we are slaves to the West. Now you tell me, if your great-grandfather wakes up from that grave and finds you injecting your daughter with testosterone, and finds you injecting your son with estrogen so that this son can simply become a woman. And the only question that he asks you is, what is the intention? What will be your answer? What will be your answer? Sometimes we go overboard. Ladies, sometimes you go overboard. You paint your son's nails thinking that that is just a growth stage. Look at our influencers. Somebody with beards and has totally refused to be a man. These things are by design. The media is a very dangerous tool because the one that airs these interviews. And now you have to become a captive. We are even scared of talking about this because your YouTube will be demonetized or your channel will be brought down. But we are making men so weak. We are making women so weak, thinking that we are actually empowering these women by making the men weaker. Men are designed to protect women. Men are designed to show leadership. But look at it right now. Our influencers. I saw that musician, the one that doesn't have a name. If you know what that means. Marketing vasectomy. Like you're actually telling the generations it's okay to cut off your tubes. Why are you cutting off tubes? And then this gentleman will come back with so many prostate issues in life. You're simply telling men you can simply cut off your tubes and go ahead and have sex anyhow. You're actually telling them go and ejaculate as much as you can because you're unable to protect yourself from ejaculation. Simply go and cut off your tubes. This is a guy who will tell you that and sit back, eat the money from those organizations, but will never do any of that nonsense. He has children, for heaven's sake. And the mainstream media hosts interviews with doctors who perform vasectomy on men. The same doctors who have never done that to themselves, but they are there telling you the benefits of vasectomy. If this vasectomy is totally beneficial, why don't you do it? Why don't we start with you, doctor? Daktari, why don't we start with you? My friends, be careful with what you watch in the media, what you consume on media. On TikTok right now, there is a very famous skin product that is supposed to lighten your skin, the glutathione. You've seen it, right? Everybody's talking about glutathione, and every lady is actually lightening their skin. Why are you so uncomfortable in your black skin? Why do you want a light skin? Even though they told you that sun causes cancer, and you believe that nonsense, yet they did that research in their countries where they have very bad skins, of course, because of their weather and their foods. And now we adapted that research and all of you are avoiding the sun, yet you have melanin. Now, you even now marketed these products to actually clear the melanin totally from your skin. And now you're following blindly. You see that socialite of yours who is in Nigeria showing you how they lost weight through liposuction. They still look so, but you still want to follow that journey. And guess what? What makes them trend is the media. What makes them reach to you is the media. And I'm starting to think that we are better off without the media. We have been made to hate black, that wearing black is considered as somebody who is going for a funeral. You have been made so weak in your head. You are so weak in your head, you can't even think for yourself. You're told that white is supposed to be worn on a wedding, a celebratory mood. But black is for the funeral, where there's somber mood. You are so crazy to even believe that if a black cat crosses your street in the morning, your day will be spoiled. But if a white cat crosses that street, you're safe, and that is luck. You are so brainwashed to even think that white is peace and black is the black spots. It's actually harmful. Hey, like how much self-hate do you have within you and you portray it without? And that's the reason why, just because Dr. Lewis is an African, you cannot listen to him. You cannot press that subscription button. You cannot like his video. You'd rather be on his live criticizing every single thing that he says just because he did not give you his paper. But the same information coming from a white doctor, you will believe it without asking for any evidence. Without asking for any evidence. Because for the whites, they must have done something thorough, right? And for the blacks, they are shoddy. That's what you believe. That you've been made to hate black so much That one day you invite me on your wedding and I come dressed in black, I am the bad omen. You will even deny me the food. Of course, thank you. If you deny me the rice, I am a happy man because I don't eat rice anyway. So I might be locked out because I'll be seen as somebody who's just brought in some evil spirits in your wedding. And now you're dressed in white gowns. And now black is the enemy. And black has to be put on somebody who is going in a coffin. And that is what you believe in up to now. Now listen to me. All these are side effects of what is coming from those white people you're thinking they are right. All those donations in form of NGOs, they come here and dig one toilet and they advertise it all over.